Welcome to TP Tools video series. Today will be the last of the paint videos, as we are going to put the finished paint application on the 1953 Buick Skylark. After today, all we need to do is sand and buff the car in order to give it that ideal paint job. Here's Matt to tell us more.
So last time we left off, we had just sprayed the urethane primer onto the car. Since then, the car has been blocked twice with 320 wet sandpaper with a soft block, and then hand sanded with 600. The 320 soft block will cut it flat. The 600 will bring the surface tension up so that the paint has a nice gloss when it finishes on it. So today we're going to be spraying that final finish. We're going to spray we're spraying a single stage urethane from Axalta, a company most people familiar with what DuPont was, became Axalta. And we're going to be spraying it with the other gun that comes in the kit, which is the gravity feed gun with the finer tip. And it'll come in a box like this. When you open it up, it's mostly assembled. So all you'll have to do is screw on the lid, and then we'll attach the pressure feed from the gun to the lid. The wide end of the hose goes to the gun, the narrow end goes into the lid with a slip fit. So you just kind of push it in, it's locked in, and then when you want to remove it, you push it in, pull it out. And this supplies the pressure to the pot. It's like a little pressure pot gun. Now this is the smaller tip, so you can get it's going to atomize a little bit finer. And the gravity feed gun is made mostly for the finished products that could be sprayed. Could be base coat, could be clear coat. Today we're spraying single stage urethane. So after the gun's assembled, like we did with the siphon feed, you want to clean out any contaminants from assembly or shipping by running a little lacquer thinner through it first before you put your paint in. Okay. So for mixing, this is a 3-to-1 mix. It's a single straight stage urethane, 3 parts color, 1 part hardener, 5 to 10% reducer. We use a slow reducer. Typically I use a slow reducer with the HVLP stage 3 system, just to slow everything down a little bit, because again it puts out a little bit of a hot air, and that helps to let the paint flow before it actually links up. So it's a 3-to-1 mix. You know how to use your mixing cup. So we're gonna make a full pot in this, which will take us up to 5. So 3 parts color, 1 part hardener, and we're going to do full 10%. With the reducer. Mix thoroughly, and I always let it sit just 30 seconds or so to start the link up process, and then strain it into your gun, and you're ready to spray. One thing to make sure of is that the lid is on and it's on tight. There's an insert, because this is a pressure pot. If the lid's a little crooked or not on tight, you'll see seepage of paint coming around the brim. So make sure you're good and tight.
Good.
Okay. So we strained the paint in. Now we're ready to spray. This gun actually has adjustments similar to the siphon feed gun. If you twist to a 45, it narrows the spray pattern down. You can have a vertical pattern or a horizontal pattern. You'll notice that the pattern on this is quite wide, and your overlap typically is 75%. You might even bump it to like 65% overlap because the pattern's so wide. So we're going to go ahead and spray this today. I'm going to do 4 coats on the car. This product calls for usually 3 coats. We're going to give it an extra coat so that we have enough material to sand and buff. And each coat, it's required 15 minutes of flash time between each coat. We're going to let it go a little bit longer because we're putting on so much material. And but that's critical. Critical is the flash time, that you don't get the material on too quick and trap the solvents and end up with solvent pop. So you want to make sure that it airs out. Next, we will, after this is sprayed and cured, we're going to let it dry for a few days. We'll be sanding and buffing it, and we'll do another video on that. Sanding starts with 1,000 grit on a block, and we go from 1,000 to 15 to 2,000 to 2,500. And then we start with a series of different pads and buffing compounds to get that finish, to bring it up to a show quality finish.
Take a look at our car museum at www.tpcarcollection.com to view our cars, many of which were painted with our very own HVLP spray system. Also, if you have any questions about any of our videos or how to use our products, please call our toll-free tech line at 1-800-321-9260 during store hours. TP Tools. We have the auto body and restoration tools and equipment you'll need from start to finish. Thanks for watching. See you next time.